So my wife just sent me a message and said, hey, some friends of ours have a tree down in their backyard, and I guess for the past 2 weeks I've been running around doing a little bit of storm damage cleanup. We have had several big trees blown down all around the area, so I guess I got my trunk full of goodies, and we're going to go out and head out and see what kind of tree I've got to deal with, and if I can even get it taken care of. I have no idea how big this tree is, but we're going to go out and take a look. Friends of ours, you've seen them in the past. I did a mailbox post for them, and we're going to go out and see if we can't give them another hand getting this tree cleaned up. They've got a lot going on in their lives right now, so let's head out and see what we can get taken care of. Well, there's the mailbox post I did. Looks like it's still in really great looking shape. Looks like it's holding up well, and he's put some coats of sealer on it to keep it from splitting and cracking too bad. Looking good. So let's go check this tree out. Not exactly what I thought. A little bit more of a particularly dangerous situation. It is hung up right up here, and that's, I'll bet, 20 feet up. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get that out of there without hitting the barn or the building here, because it's rather close. It's within 6 feet of the corner of this building once it falls. If we come around the other side, you can see there where it's snapped off, and unfortunately it is still hung up there. All right, I'm no professional tree person by any means, but that limb right there off of that tree is holding this entire broken off stem up in the air. As you can see down here, that's being held up by that branch. I've got one solid branch out here and one up there. What I'm thinking is if I cut this one out away from that, I need to leave this limb here, but cut it up here somewhere, get this out of the way. This limb here, because it's resting on that other branch, will force it to roll that way, keeping it away from the shed. But the problem is I've got one more branch right there, just coming in underneath the top of that. So even if I get this thing cut out down here to where it would roll, it's going to drop on that limb there. So I need to go back and keep looking at that. But I think for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just start cutting all the limbs up off of this thing and stacking them over here in the woods to get this in a little bit better looking shape. Okay, I've got a bunch of the branches all trimmed away. A couple more I want to take off, just so they're not like spears when this thing falls down. But again, maybe you can see a little better now. This limb right here, out of that tree is basically what's holding this up. And I'm kind of really hoping that if I cut that above that limb, it will make that thing roll that way and not towards the shed. So I guess I'm going to assess that limb up there that I know is still going to hold it up. Because what I don't want to do is have to keep cutting under and bucking it down and bucking it down and bucking it down and so on. So I'm going to see what I can do with that limb. Now, it's way too high for me to reach, even with the little pole saw that I got there. And by the way, I've been using the crap out of that thing over the last 2 weeks. Thought it was kind of a little bit of a vanity item, but man, has it come in clutch for a lot of tree trimming and a lot of doing this kind of stuff for everywhere I've gone around to try and do some tree cleanup. I think I'm going to take a strap this limb around this tree, other limb, so it can't accidentally slide off of there and force that to go somewhere I don't want it to go. Now, the only thing, after I'm looking at this, is if I cut that and then it swings and pivots way down, could it swing out and hit the building? That I don't know, and I guess these are risks that sometimes you take or you don't take. And I'll just keep going until I think that it might actually be an issue, and we'll go from there. Well, I didn't video it, but the only thing I had was that ratchet strap in my car, and I was able to throw it up around that limb, yank it down out of these limbs over here. So now I've got it low enough that I can trim that and at least get that thing down and out of the way. So I don't have to worry too much about that. But looking closer, there is a little bit of a crotch in that tree above where that limb is broke that might hang that thing up still. So I think that's what's holding it there, but I don't know. But at least I want to get this one out of the way. All right, so that one fell down like you've seen. It's leaning there. I'm not sure if I can actually get that out of there. I'm going to pull and twist, see if I can get it to roll out that way. Now, there's still enough on that thing that it isn't coming out. Well, I took my ratchet strap and I strapped it up above the Y of the tree there to that one and only limb that's holding this thing up. So when I go ahead and start cutting sections of this out, it'll give me an idea. And again, I don't want it to swing down and under to come into that building there, or the shed. So hopefully that strap will kind of hold it there and keep it from, when I cut this limb off, keep it from pivoting out and down and swinging towards the shed any closer. And I think from there, then we might just have to try and manhandle this thing out of the tree. What I don't want to do is pull on this, because if it does come out, it's going to fling this end way up high. So I don't think that's the way to go in this situation here. As you can see, it's getting closer and closer to the shed, but I think because I'm on the right side of the tree up there, I'm going to go ahead and cut this extra limb off here and use that like a fork and twist it and try and roll it off of there. It's still attached pretty well up top, but I think with enough determination and enough twisting, we can finally get it to come out of there. But just want to be careful because I don't want that thing to come up and bite me when it comes down. And there you have it, safely down. And yes, I'm out of breath, that's heavy. So I'll go ahead and notch that off of there and get her cleaned up. Well, before I get started on cutting this up, as I mentioned earlier when I got here, we're at some friends of ours' houses. We're at Brent and Amy's, and they're going through some difficult family situation right now that if you guys could, in the comments, could you wish Amy good luck, best wishes, whatever it is, but in the comments, if we could flood the comment section with some best of luck and get well Amy comments, I sure would appreciate it. I know that they would love to see the comments, and I think it might put a smile on her face. So throw that in the comment for me, and let's go ahead and get this tree cut up and out of here, so this is one less thing that they have to worry about. All right, got her all cut up, got it down, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, that had me a little bit nervous. Nervous more so because I didn't want to hit the corner of that shed. And fortunately, it was to the right side of that tree by about a foot where it snapped off. So I knew that if it fell from up there, it would have to at least ride that down, but I didn't know which way the top would roll when it did come down when I was cutting this up out here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and rake this all up, get it cleaned up. Kind of maybe look like I was never here other than the piles of logs and some brush there. But again, if you guys would, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you tell Amy good luck and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you again on the next one. Thanks. See ya.